Have you ever looked around and seen everyone moving forward while you stood still? Or even went backwards? You see your friends gradually stabilizing, gradually becoming successful, gradually having a dream life. And you, despite trying, working hard, constantly striving, still feel like you are marking time. You may not say it out loud, but in your heart, a very quiet question echoes. Why am I always left behind? You are not the only one who has felt that way. The feeling of being lost, the feeling of being slower than others, the feeling of always being the last to know, the last to be chosen, the last to be deeply cared for by someone. The feeling that no matter how hard you try, you still cannot catch up with the pace of life in this world. But you know what? No one is really left behind. It's just that sometimes your journey is a little longer, your rotation is a little slower, and the story you are writing, it takes more chapters to begin than others. Not everyone starts the same. Not everyone goes through the same wounds. And no one has the right to say that you are falling behind just because you haven't reached where they are. Imagine if everyone is a star. There are stars that come out very early, bright and dazzling. But there are also stars that appear only at the end of the night, quiet but no less sparkling. You don't have to be the brightest, the earliest, the fastest. You just have to be your own star. Maybe you are in a gray phase of your life, phase where nothing is clear, nothing is certain. No one really stays with you for long. Nothing makes you really happy for long. Friends who used to be close are less and less present. Unnamed relationships are fading. The whole world seems to be spinning and you are sitting in a corner, feeling invisible. If you are feeling like this, allow yourself to be sad. Allow yourself to slow down. Allow yourself to have weak days. You don't have to prove anything during these times. No need to force yourself. No need to rush to catch up. Instead, you can take the time to hug yourself, heal the wounds in your heart, and remind yourself, I am not on the wrong path. I am just taking a path less traveled. Sometimes great things come a little later. True love comes a few years later. A stable career comes after many stumbles. A fulfilling friendship will come when you are at peace with yourself. You are not left behind. You are being held back a little to prepare you better for things that are truly right for you. Yellow heart, if you feel like you are redundant today, remember, no one is born in vain. No one is lost forever. It is just that sometimes you are in the process of retouching yourself. And that process requires silence, time, and patience with yourself. You are not left behind. You are just returning inside. And inside, there is always you. If you need it, Calm Letters is here every night, whispering back the things you often forget. You are still alive, still moving forward, and still loved, even when you feel most lost. Candle, and if you're still here, thank you for choosing to stay. Still listening, still opening up, even just a little. Not everyone is brave enough to look at their own loneliness. Not everyone is honest enough to admit, I feel unchosen. I feel left out. I feel unimportant to anyone. Those feelings, they may sound negative, they may sound weak, but actually, they're so real, so human, so beautiful, if you're gentle enough to listen. Because in the moment you acknowledge your loneliness, you begin to reconnect with yourself. You begin to open the door to healing. Have you ever been in a room full of people and still felt lost? Have you ever had so many people around you, texting, asking, interacting, but still felt like no one really saw the deepest part of you? It's a different kind of loneliness. Not loud, not obvious. It creeps in during the quietest moments. When you close your laptop, when the lights are off, when you lie down, the phone is silent, and it's just you. with your heart echoing in waves. Do I matter to anyone's life? My friend, if no one can answer that question for you, then let me do it. You matter. Even if you don't do anything special. Even if you just lie in bed all day today. Even if you don't know where you're going. Matter. Because you're alive, breathing, feeling. Because there are people like you in the world. The world feels a little better. Less harsh. Less cold. Calm letters can't change your life. It can't erase the losses you've had. The abandonments you've experienced. But I can and will be there for you when you feel invisible. To remind you that you don't have to rush. You don't have to finish before anyone else. You don't need to be successful to be valuable. You're on your own path. And all the beautiful things that are meant for you won't be missed. They're just coming a little later. If you feel like a nobody today, I want to tell you this. You are the one life is waiting for to bloom. And sometimes the flowers that bloom late have a long-lasting fragrance. Candle so, you are not left behind. You are just on a journey back to yourself, where there is peace, where there is the tenderness you deserve. And that place, no one can take away from you. You know what? Not everyone has the courage to get lost. We often think of strong people as people who know what they want. But sometimes strength is when you dare to say, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know if I'm on the right path. I'm not sure I'm going to be okay. I'm just moving forward, even though I'm confused. And that, my friend, is already a very brave thing to do. You may not see immediate results. There is no life-changing overnight. There is no miracle that happens in the blink of an eye. The days just go by very slowly. But you're still there, still getting up every morning, still trying to be kind, still being kind to those who hurt you, still choosing patience, even though you're broken inside. What do you call it if not resilience? You know, there are wounds that don't need to be healed. They just need to be unseen. They just need to be seen, acknowledged. They just need someone, a place, a whisper that says, yes, it hurts, right? Understand. I'm sitting here with you. You can sit here as long as you want. No one is rushing you. No one is judging you. You don't need to be happier. No one is changing your mood. As long as you're still breathing, as long as you still have a little bit of faith, even if it's very thin like a thread in your chest, you still have a way back to yourself. I want you to remember one important thing. No one understands you better than you do. And no one can love you as completely as you do. People come and go, they are all chapters. But you are the story. You are not left out of this story. You are the center of it. You are the one being written for. Not written to fit anyone else. So if someone doesn't see you, it's not your fault. They just don't see deep enough to see the innermost part of you. And you don't have to shrink down just to fit their vision. Crescent moon. Tonight, if you're feeling heavy, try one simple thing. Sit still. Place your hand on your heart. Take a deep breath. And whisper, I don't have to go fast. I just have to go. True to myself. If someone is at a crossroads in their life, you are at a stopping point. Not to give up, but to listen to your heart. To heal the cracks in your heart. To learn to forgive myself for being tired, for not trusting enough, for choosing wrongly, for wishing someone would stay. And my friend, sometimes slowing down is not losing. It's coming back. Have you ever? You feel like you're not special enough to be kept by someone. You enter someone's life very gently, very sincerely. You give your true feelings time, care. But then they still leave. And what makes you saddest is not the breakup. It's the feeling that you were never really chosen. You try to think about what you did wrong. You dig up every little detail. Doubt every word you say. Blame yourself for not being better, not being gentler, not being more worthy. And finally you conclude, maybe it's because I'm not important enough. If you've ever said that to yourself, then today allow yourself to be the one to remove it from you. Gently, without forcing it. Just, can you sit here and listen to me whisper something? Not everyone leaves because you're not good enough. Sometimes they're just not deep enough to stay. Not brave enough to look at the real you. Not mature enough to hold on to the subtleties you give. And you know what? Just because you're not easily forgotten doesn't mean you should always be kept. You're precious. Even if others don't see it, your worth doesn't fluctuate with anyone's eyes. You're not a product of recognition. You are you, with your dark corners, your soft parts, your old hurts, and the gentle light you forgot you had. No. There's a loneliness that can't be named. You don't know who to text. So you lie still, curled up in your blanket, listening to a familiar song. And then tears fall without you even realizing it. You don't need to say why you're sad. Just know that you need someone to sit with you. Not asking questions, not trying to make you better. Just be there, present. If no one else is doing that for you right now, let me do it. Not to fix you. Not to fix you right away. Just to take your mind off things. You can slow down your breathing. It's okay to feel weak. It's okay to not know what tomorrow will bring. It's okay to feel like everything is in a fog. Sometimes, healing doesn't come from understanding everything. It comes from daring to be with yourself. Even on the days when no one else is. You don't need to be better right now. You just need to be a little kinder to yourself. And if you can only do one thing today, let it be this. Don't force yourself to be okay. Just breathing and believing is enough. I'm still here. You still have time. No one is left behind on their own journey. You are on your own path. However slow, however quiet, however unnoticed. Have you noticed? The days when you feel the weakest are the days when you are the most real. No pretense, no pretense. No wearing an I'm fine mask everywhere. Just you. Honest with your loneliness. Honest with your emptiness. Honest with the silence inside you. And I think, in that honesty, is the seed of resurrection. You may not feel anything clearly now. Not more positive right after hearing these things. Not feeling warm right after an imaginary hug. And that's okay. Healing doesn't come like magic. Healing comes from little things repeated every day. Like choosing to turn on the Calm Letters video, instead of continuing to bury yourself in silence. Like you sitting here letting me write to you, instead of closing your heart. Like you are still here. There is one thing I really want you to remember. You are not someone who needs to be fixed. You are not broken, not faulty, not less than. You are just a tired soul, a heart that needs to be heard, and a person learning to love themselves again after being abandoned. I know sometimes you feel like this life is like a crowded room where you can't find a place to sit. Everyone has a group, a couple, a clear direction, and you stand in the middle, hesitant, and ask yourself, has anyone ever really chosen to stay for me? I don't have an answer right away. I just know, if no one chooses you first, then practice choosing yourself. I know that sounds hard, but I'm not telling you to do it all. I just hope that little by little, you'll learn to turn inward. I take a few minutes every day to ask, what do I need? Place a hand on your chest, exhale deeply and say, I am here. Turn off the noise that makes you feel small, and turn on the sound of your heart. Because you know what? You don't need noise to be complete. You just need a quiet place to hear your true heartbeat. I hope that, wherever you are, a lonely rented room, a familiar corner of a coffee shop, a dark kitchen, or simply in your own cold dream, you will still hold on to that tiny piece of faith that you are worthy, you have a place, you are not left behind, you are just on your way back to yourself. And if tomorrow is still hard, come back here. I'll still be here, write for you, whisper for you, hold space for you, love you, even when you're tired, lost, or most invisible. You deserve a place like that, and I hope Calm Letters will be that place. We've been through the quiet and deep emotions. We've named the loneliness, the hurt, the feeling of being left behind. Now, if you're not tired, if your heart allows it, I want to invite you to take a small step toward the light. No need for long steps, no need to go fast, just a little faith that you are worthy of tenderness, that you can still start over. Rebirth is not the moment when you stand up and shout, "I'm okay." Rebirth is the morning when you open your eyes, and instead of expecting someone to text, you whisper, "I'm still here, and I'll take care of myself today." Rebirth is when you choose to buy a small bouquet of flowers, just because you want your house to have a warm scent. It's when you stand in front of the mirror, and instead of looking at every flaw, you just smile and say softly, "Yes, I'm still learning to love myself." You don't have to be radiant to start over. You just have to be honest with yourself. Healing doesn't start when things are okay. It starts when you dare to sit with the things that are not okay. You've done that. You've been brave enough. And now, you can gently touch the warm part of your heart and whisper, "Thank you for not giving up." Every day ahead, you can try something very small. Listen to a song that calms you, or write a few heartfelt lines. Take a slow walk in the windless afternoon, or just turn off your phone for a while and take a deep breath. You don't have to rush to get better. You don't have to compete with anyone. This journey is yours, and only yours. And if one day you feel down, don't hesitate to come back here. I will continue writing for you, whenever you feel tired, lost, or miss yourself. Calm Letters is a space where you don't need to be enough. You just need to be you. Yellow Heart, to conclude today, I want to give you a whisper as light as a breath. You are not anyone's sunshine. You just need to be a small candle, warm enough for yourself every night. My friend, we will meet again in the next lines, on very quiet nights, and in your own heart, where peace is still waiting to return. If we have just taken the first step out of the darkness together, well, let's try to stay in that light for a while. Don't run away. Don't be afraid that the light will disappear. It's there inside you. You are the one who carries it. It's just that until now, you forgot. You are used to living as the silent person, the person who stands behind, the person who doesn't need anything. You are used to putting others before your own feelings. You are used to being silent when you're in pain, laughing when you want to cry, nodding when you're full of conflict, and then you lose touch with yourself. You don't know what you want. You don't know if you're still important in your own life. Today I just want to invite you back. Not back to the past, but back to the softest, most real, most needed part of you, where your inner child is saying, "I miss you. You've been busy being an adult for too long. Now, can we sit down and listen for a while? You don't have to do anything grand. Just choose yourself once. Not for anyone. Not for anyone to see. Just so you know, I deserve to be loved for myself, first and foremost." Self-love isn't a slogan. It's patience. It's forgiving yourself when you've done something wrong. It's stopping in the middle of a busy day to drink water and take a deep breath. It's canceling a date because you know you need to be alone more than trying to be happy. It's not calling the person who hurt you, even though you miss them so much you cry. It's going to bed early because you're tired today, and you deserve a full night's sleep. Dear friend, starting to love yourself again is not about becoming special. It's about realizing, even if you're not special, you're still very precious. You don't have to be better to love yourself. You just have to be a little more true to yourself every day. I hope that, after all the times you felt abandoned, you will be the one who chooses not to leave yourself again. And if someday you get lost again, calm letters will still be here, like a small room with the light always on, so that when you return, no need to knock, no need to explain. Just sit down and breathe. I'm back to myself. Thank you for staying, for choosing to listen, for giving yourself and me space to continue writing. We have gone through the feeling of being left behind together touching the very real loneliness, and then gradually learning to step gently towards the light. Now, when you have sat closer to yourself, when the gentleness in you begins to speak again, I want to write more. A very important part that many people forget. Learning to forgive yourself. Are you blaming yourself for things you cannot control? You blame yourself for loving too much, for too long, too blindly. You blame yourself for trusting the wrong person, accidentally letting go of something beautiful. You blame yourself for being weak at the time you needed to be strong the most. You blame yourself for being silent when you should have spoken, or for talking too much when you should have been silent. And then you put it all in a drawer, labeling it, "My fault." You punish yourself by not allowing yourself to be happy, not allowing yourself to truly love anyone, not daring to start over, not daring to dream big, not daring to believe in good things, because you think, "I'm not worthy anymore." But my friend, mistakes are not a sentence. They are part of being human. You can't grow if you don't stumble. You can't mature if you don't get lost. And you can't live a full life if you don't make mistakes. Think of yourself as a little child. Would you blame it for breaking a cup once? Or would you say, "It's okay, I'll be more careful next time"? You deserve that same tenderness, not just from others, but from you. Forgiveness is not forgetting. It is not denial. Forgiveness is when you look at what happened and choose not to let it define you forever. It is when you gently say to yourself, "I did the best I could at that time, with what I knew, and now I choose to move on, a little more gently." Try saying a few of these things to yourself tonight, before you go to sleep. I forgive myself for the times I loved wrongly, made wrong choices. I can't go back to the past, but I can be gentle with myself today. I don't have to be punished for the rest of my life for one bad chapter in my story. You deserve to be free from the things you didn't know how to do better. You deserve to move on, without the guilt. You deserve to start over, without asking anyone's permission. And I hope that, after all the times you've abandoned yourself, you'll choose to stay, this time for real. Even if the whole world turns its back, at least you won't be the last one to abandon your heart. Of course, my friend, we have touched the pain, stepped gently into the light, whispered forgiveness. And now, if you have begun to learn to be a little gentler with yourself, I want to take you one more step. The journey of believing in what will come, in time. Maybe you have lost something that was very important. A relationship that you once thought was the one. A dream that you once held on to every night. Someone who made you think of the future, then disappeared without a word of goodbye. You tried to hold on, you pleaded, you hoped. Then one day you got tired. You let go. You fell silent. And in that silence, a question arose within you. After all, is there something truly good still waiting for me ahead? You are not wrong to doubt. Because loss, if it's deep enough, makes you see everything ahead through a cloud of skepticism. You look at someone else's happiness and you're not sure you'll ever get there. You hear someone talk about the right person at the right time, and it seems like it's for someone else. Not you. But you know what? Good things don't always come when you expect them. They come when you stop looking for them. They come on a normal morning, when you're making coffee without thinking about anything. On a rainy afternoon, when you decide to brave the rain and head home instead of rushing into something that isn't real. At a very random moment, when you're living for yourself, not to fill a void anymore. And then you realize, I don't have to run around looking for everything. As long as I stay with myself long enough, the right things will come. How many times have you been broken? But you're still here, still reading this. There's still a little bit of faith, even if it's fragile. You don't have to force yourself to be optimistic. You don't have to think that tomorrow will be so bright. Just keep a little faith that the things that leave don't make you less. They just create space for something new to come in. You may not see it right now. You may still feel cold inside. But I believe good things don't come late. They just come when you're ready to receive them, with a heart that has healed itself. And if one day you suddenly smile in the middle of a tiny moment, if you feel at peace without any reason, if you listen to a song and feel like you are being embraced from within, then perhaps that is when new things are knocking on the door of your heart. There is no need to rush to open it. Let them stand there for a while, because this time, you will welcome them with a strong and gentle version of yourself.